Hello, how are you doing? Good afternoon and welcome. You should be able to see me now. Hello, how are you? Good afternoon, it's Wednesday, it's 5 o'clock, and as per usual, as I normally do at this time, I've just been jumping on to say hello to you and give you a bit of an update as to what I'm getting up to. I'm in East Sussex at my parents' house again now. It's rainy outside, and as I tried this 2 weeks ago, and the internet was very slow and it was a bit glitchy. If that happens again, apologies. That's technology for you. It's still quite impressive that we're able to do this, I think, from all sorts of places. So yeah, that's the way it goes. I hope you're well. I hope you've had a good week since we last saw each other. Well, it was last Thursday, wasn't it, that I went live last time. I was talking about Koh Tao's release, which happened on Friday. Its general release, which happened on Friday, and I'll be telling you more about that in a moment. What I want to talk to you about today predominantly is this question. Do you like to read books that are set in places you'd like to visit? And when you think about that on the surface of it, it seems like a bit of a no-brainer, doesn't it? Of course, I'd like to read books that are set in places I'd like to visit. But there's quite a lot of books that are set in places I really wouldn't like to visit, you know, like the cold wastes of Siberia or inside a volcano or, you know, Mars or somewhere like that. They're not all set in places that you would like to visit. I'm just thinking at the moment, I just thought of this whilst I was looking out the window earlier when I should have been working on something more productive, and it was raining and it was drizzly and the sky was grey, and I thought, oh, I'd really like to. And the bit of the book that I was editing actually is set in the Caribbean, that part. And I thought, this is really nice, you know, the sort of Caribbean sun and all that. And I thought that makes a difference, doesn't it, to be somewhere that you like to visit. So what do you think? Put your comments in the comments box underneath the video, depending on which format you're watching this on. I'm broadcasting it in 3 different places today, both on my Facebook group, on YouTube, and on my Twitter account. So welcome if you're wherever you're joining this, and of course it will be available after the broadcast as well, so it doesn't matter if you're not listening to it live. We'll talk about that later. What I want to talk to you about first is this beautiful thing. I'm really pleased with it. This is the official copy of Koh Tao, which was released on Friday. I think the colors come out really, really nicely. There we go. It looks great. You can see how thin it is on here. 25,000 word novella, as opposed to the other books, which are a little bit thicker. I'm really pleased with that. As I said to you before, I really enjoyed writing it. And, you know, all the people have said some nice things about it too. Hi, Allison. Thank you. Good to see you. I can see there's a few people watching. Welcome as well. If you'd like to say hello, if you'd like to ask any questions, the comments do come straight through to me here. I can see them. I can see what you're talking about. But what I'd like to talk about is this, and I'd like to talk about some of the reviews that have already been left for this. And thank you if you're one of those people. I know you are, Alison. I'll thank you personally for that. Thank you. And I'm just going to read a couple of them, either on amazon.com or amazon.co.uk. And I've actually put a link in the details of this video straight to where you can do that. So if you have read it and you'd really like to leave a review, it would make my day to do that, and they're just there. So Sandra, thank you for yours. Love life and heartbreak colliding. Thailand, what should be the vacation of a lifetime, turns tragic for Leo and Maya on the island of Koh Tao. Leo's life has changed so much since Maya came into it. For the past 2 months, they've been traveling the world, just 2 of them, creating a paradise for themselves at each location they visit. Koh Tao and its beachfront resort should be lovely, relaxing finish to their vacation. But when Maya goes missing, Leo's trip turns tragic. Will he be able to find her? And Ken, 5 stars as well. Thank you for yours. A great novel. I couldn't put it down. Leo and Maya are on vacation, and Leo is looking to propose. Maya disappears, and the police arrest Omar, a worker at the resort they are staying in. Yeah, right. And then on this one, I've got all the ones from the UK. I've read Mark Fern's already. I read his last week. 5 stars as well. Thank you for that. Alison, I'll read yours now. 5 stars. Thank you. Koh Tao's the prequel to Kathmandu. Whilst Leo and Maya were traveling through Thailand, they decided to end up there at the beautiful and exotic island of Koh Tao. Leo has been waiting to ask Maya to marry him for the last couple of months. and descending on this island seems like the perfect chance. Omar, the man that picks him up from the dockyard, takes him to the beachfront cottage as the perfect gentleman, and nothing more than great for the guests. Leo picks up his courage to ask Maya to marry him, and she looks at the ring and asks him to come back to the cottage in 5 minutes. When he returns, there's no sign of Maya. And Steve Moore's left me a lovely review as well. I really enjoyed this intriguing prequel to the Leo Keane books. Richardson takes the reader to the tropical Thai paradise, but soon things start to unravel. Great characters, wonderfully described settings, backed up with a great story. Richardson is a new author going places. And Valerie as well, 5 stars there. I love the setting of Koh Tao. The evocative writing will transport you to the beauty of white sand, turquoise sea, and tranquility. I love it. I love reading these things and seeing what you guys think about them. So thank you so much for that. That's absolutely, it's great. It's great. And if you, as I say, if you are able to do that and you have read the book, that would mean a lot to me. It would be fantastic. All right. So what I also wanted to talk to you about was this. If there are any of my books that you have not read yet and you'd like to, there's a discount for regular readers if you shop via my store on ebooks only, I'm afraid. LukeRichardsonAuthor.com, and you enter that code at the checkout for that. Absolutely brilliant. So this week I have been, and then we'll come back, I'll tell you about that, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about this question. This week I've been working on one of the books that I'm writing with Steve, the second one in that series. I was house sitting near Oxford last week where I did the broadcast on Thursday. It was really nice up there. Spent a few days just really getting into that story and did my read through of that, which I'm pleased with. And that's sort of put to one side now. I've been getting on in the last couple of days with New York, which is to be the one that follows Berlin, the book that follows Berlin. And the first draft of that is almost finished. It's almost finished. In fact, I'm thinking of sharing in the coming next couple of weeks a couple of excerpts from that with people on my mailing list, and maybe even do them in one of these Facebook Lives as well. Which I'm really pleased with it. It's come out really well. There's some really nice sort of dark, mysterious parts to that, and I'm really looking forward to sharing that with you. And I will be sharing some things with that on my mailing list in a little while. Right. Do you like to read books set in places you'd like to visit? For me, I think generally yes. You know, there's something nice, isn't there, about going to a place and having read a book in that place and thinking about how that, thinking about how that place in advance. And I think that's a really positive thing. What do you think? Let me know. I always look at these comments after the video. Thanks so much for joining me. Thanks so much for tuning in. As ever, it's been fantastic. All information about all of my books and other bits and bobs are there, LukeRichardsonAuthor.com. And I'll see you next week.